What's going on, guys? My name is Tyler and welcome back to the channel for obviously another very important AMC update video. So in this video, we are going to really focus on synthetic shares and the fact that Robinhood is literally indicating to us, if you do the math, that there is about 800 million shares outstanding. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to conclude this video with going over the Fintel data to take a look at the short positions of AMC and the fact that Citadel has not covered a single share of their short positions. So let's not waste any time getting into it. Your guys' time is valuable just like mine. The only thing I ask in exchange for this video, and if you want to see AMC hit all-time highs in the next coming weeks and months, make sure to drop that like on the video as well as comment down below. Let me know what your plan is to do with AMC stock. At the same time, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell for more videos like this. So first things first, guys, let's just acknowledge the move that we did see today before we get into this whole Robinhood and synthetic share situation. So obviously we broke under $30. That was not a good sign, but we're really fighting at this $29, $23 mark here in after hours. So I don't really expect to continue to crater, even though the technicals do look pretty bearish. We're heading into earnings on Monday, and I think there's going to be some good guidance. There may possibly be some bombshell information that comes out on that earnings call from questions that us retail apes are asking Adam Aaron and his team of executives. So I do think ultimately we will see a pop coming earnings, and I'm looking to make a huge trade on this. So if you guys want to be notified in real time when that trade is made, check out the link down below for the buy and sell alerts. You definitely not want to miss out on that, and it literally pays for itself. So that is basically where we're looking at as far as the technical analysis is concerned. We're looking for this pop back up over 30, but really over 33. That was our support level before we did break this today, gap down under 30, which we did indicate in a previous video. So now let's get into what a synthetic share is first and foremost. So a synthetic position can be created by buying or selling the underlying financial instruments and or derivatives. If you guys don't know, options are derivatives. They derive their value from something else, from a different security. So that is considered a derivative. That literally is a derivative, right? When the underlying asset is a stock, a synthetic underlying position is sometimes called a synthetic stock. People also ask, are synthetic shares real? A synthetic share is one that has a long on one side and a short on the other, but wasn't part of the original float. The hedge fund that bought the shares can now report that they have bought back their short position via buying long shares, except they actually haven't. So that is really what we've been seeing this whole time, from the short interest going from the low 20s now down to about 15.5%. You've seen a lot of that activity going on, and a lot of these shorts that have reported that they actually did cover, we're not seeing that reflected in the Fintel data. So there's a huge discrepancy here, and I think it's overall safe to say they have not covered, since in their filings they are not covering. We do not see one single short position that has actually been covered, but we will get to that in 1 second. So essentially what synthetic shares are and how they are created, as well as synthetic long positions and synthetic short positions, is basically taking the same stock, in this case AMC, buying and selling calls and puts that are at the money for the same strike and the same expiration date. This is done with options. It is typically used by large institutional investors. I've been investing about 4 years, been trading options about 3.5 years, and I have never once created a synthetic position, whether a long position or a short position. It's really done by hedge funds and institutions, and this can really be a means to make it look like you are covering on your legal short positions, and we know they have been doing that for a 100% fact, like I said, with the Fintel data. Now let's get into this whole AMC situation, because it is quite compelling. So Robinhood does have the market cap at 23.42 billion, and how you would figure out how many shares this would mean is by taking this market cap of 23.42 billion, dividing this by the share price, which is $29.23. And I already did this calculation. When I did this calculation, we were at $29.30. So there's going to be a little discrepancy here, but the numbers are still going to come out pretty much the same. Now it is saying we have 799,317,000 shares that are circulating. Now I'm not exactly sure if this Robinhood data is correct. You would hope so, just because they're such a large platform. But anyways, 800 million shares is a huge deal if this information is correct. Keep in mind, always verify everything that's said in every video. I'm not a financial advisor, not a financial planner, or your dad, or anything else in between. So I'm not giving you any kind of financial advice. Take this information, do whatever you want with it, verify it, fact check it, whatever you guys want to do. I am just presenting this information. But it is very strange that Robinhood is indicating we have 800 million shares instead of the 513.33 million shares that are supposed to be outstanding with AMC stock. As far as if Google is correct on this, you really don't know who you can trust to get reliable information from. Now, how does this really influence what is going on with the AMC Short Squeeze? It is very simple, guys. When it comes down to it, we want to own as many shares as possible. Now, we could own more shares than we do really think, and if you just think about it, there's a lot of bullish sentiment around AMC. Basically, everybody is saying they are buying the dip, they are buying the dip, they haven't been selling anything. Occasionally, you'll get some people that will be in the comment sections talking FUD and fear, uncertainty, and doubt and saying that sell AMC, whatever the case is. We know they are wrong. But sometimes you'll get those people, but a overwhelming majority of apes are just buying shares and holding them. If we are buying so many shares, let's say 2 to 1, right? So apes are buying 2 shares compared to every ape that sells 1 share. We would see the stock price going up. This is another sign of the fraud, manipulation, and corruption that is going on with AMC stock. But overall, if there's more outstanding shares, possibly institutional investors own more shares or the apes own more shares. That is good, helpful information to know. And that is simply not being reported to us because we are the small guys. We don't have all the money. The people with the money have the real data. Do you think people with all the money, hedge funds, institutions, do you think Citadel doesn't know how many shares are really outstanding? They do, and they use that to their advantage. The only thing that we can really do is buy and hold. That goes for AMC or any other stock in the stock market in general. That's the only thing as retail investors we can do is buy and hold, and that is exactly what I am doing, and that is exactly what I plan to do until the short squeeze does happen. I don't have a time frame on this. That is very mentally unhealthy to have a time frame on a short squeeze trade. You can have ideas, you can float things around. Sometimes I do that. I try not to now because you guys get mad at that, but you should always take opinions into consideration. Never believe somebody's opinion or expectations. So let's get into the Fintel data, guys. The institutional short sellers, we're starting to get more of these 13F filings, and they are revealing that nobody is covering their short positions. You can see Citadel has the same short position still, and that is 5.6 million shares. Now we're going to get more of these 13F filings, but from the ones that we are getting over the past couple of weeks, really from July 19th to August 2nd, we didn't get any of the last 2 days. Nobody has covered a single short position. You've seen from this time, you've seen two short positions that were actually initiated, which means they didn't have one last quarter, but now they have one this quarter, and you are seeing 4 that have not covered at all. But throughout this whole short squeeze, when we were getting the other reportings, we did not see one single hedge fund or institution actually cover on their short position. So there is a huge discrepancy here between price action we are seeing in AMC stock, the fact that shorts are just continuing to short the stock, and there could be more synthetic shares, way more synthetic shares. A lot of people are talking about 5 to 7 billion shares outstanding, which would make a lot of sense. Our money's not really getting put to work if there's that many shares outstanding. There's too much dilution in the stock to make a difference for a very long time. So if that is correct, that is not necessarily a great thing for the short squeeze, but overall it's good to have open, honest, and transparent information. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. Drop that like on the video if you liked the video, as well as comment down below how many shares of AMC do you currently own. I would love to hear from you guys. Let me know your plan on what you're doing with your position. At the same time, while you're down there, consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever these videos are uploaded. Also, if you guys want to be a part of the buy and sell alerts like we talked about in the beginning of the video, make sure to check that out down below in the description. It is very inexpensive. We have been killing it over there. We just hit a massive AMD trade for about 500%. If you had held that the whole time, you'd be looking at well over 1,000%. We're talking about $10 into $100 or more. So with that being said, check that out, guys. Also, if you guys are not signed up with Public, that is literally free money. Get up to $70 in your choice free stock using the link in the description. In about 3 3 minutes time with no deposit necessary and no need to link a bank account. They also do not route your order flows to dark pools or market makers like Citadel. They don't do that. There's no payment for order flows. So if you guys are not on public, definitely check that out. Like I said, all those links down below in the description. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I will see you in the next video.